welcome to my channel. If you're new, welcome back if you're returning. These were the plans that I had for the nails. I was going to do better at the marble inks, but I just wanted to test, check or test their colors. So that was a little sample nails I did. I wanted to see how the colors went together, and this was still when my hand was pretty, it was coming together, but still pretty hard to use. And this is one of the sets that did not get finished. What ended up happening was, well, I'll get to that in a little while. I want to say, first of all, hello to you guys again, and thank you for being here. I hope everyone's doing well. And how is everyone? If you did or didn't notice, there was a small giveaway in my last video, thanking all of you for being so loyal and still watching my videos through this weird hand thing with unfinished sets and weird application and me not being able to do things I wanted to do. My hand is so much better now. I'm done with physical therapy, and right now it's just a matter of strengthening it in a certain direction. So I do show that in my next few videos. I do have about 5 videos for you guys. I'm back, like I mentioned in my last video. So I have, this video today is a set I wanted to do. I mean, I know summer's kind of over. Some places it's still pretty dang hot. It fluctuates here day to day, whether it's hot or cool. So I still not positive if summer's over. But there are leaves dropping everywhere for fall, which is beyond beautiful to me. I know when I was younger, maybe 16 through 20, I lived in some places that trees did lose their leaves and turn colors and that kind of thing, but I was too young to appreciate it. I mean, at all. I don't even remember it. So in my mind, that I can appreciate, this is the first place I've lived where I can appreciate how beautiful fall is, and it is so pretty. It's pretty messy. I mean, yeah, I'm sure if you know, you know. There are just leaves and debris and stuff everywhere. But, so, onto the nails. I know that these are very bright colors, but I just had it in my head I needed to use, for whatever reason. I found some stickers months ago that had these same colors being used together. And some flowers or something, and I was like, wow, I would have never thought to use that color combination, but just look at it. So I had no idea what I was going to do, but I had those stickers sitting there for a long time. I didn't have intention of using the stickers, because they were flowers again and again and again. It was just flowers. But I had them setting on purpose to remind myself to use the colors together, the purpley pink and the bright yellow. And I even had the colors picked out and swatched and everything, but I had other sets to do, and then my hand, and blah, blah, blah. So, but anyway, I never had a set planned. I just had the colors pulled. So please remember and be kind in your mind about my application here, because my hand was still pretty not okay. It was, I can't remember if in this video I show you my hand. I think I might. But at the end of the video, the reason why I could not finish these nails is because we closed on the house. It was like closing day. We got the keys, and Ness, unbeknownst to me, was ready to like rip the flooring up day one. And she needed help, so I had to remove them. And that was okay, because it was really a struggle to even get as far as I did, which was application and filing. And I do have that in this video. I have the application sped up, and the filing, I think I only show maybe 1 or 2 fingers. But my plan was the design at the beginning. So some of them to be kind of solid with maybe some bling. I think the bling I planned was going to be just clear bling. And, you know, so that the colors popped, and only like on the cuticles. And then using some of those marble inks on a couple of the other solid fingers, and then call it a day. So the set wasn't going to be too much more than you saw it here. Excuse me. But in the video, you'll clearly see, I don't think I show you the progress of my hand. I think that's in the next video. But you'll clearly see me with these same nails on, like with the keys to the house and opening the house up, and then the demolition that we started. So I'm going to do a whole video when the house is finished, when it's move-in ready, and show you guys from A to Z what we did, where it was when we started, what it looked like in the middle, and the finished product. But along the way, I will be giving you guys little snippets, since you guys did say you were interested, so that will be at the beginning or end or middle of videos, like just little parts of it. So while we watch this application, I'm going to fill you guys in on the rest of what's been going on, or maybe some things have changed. Major things I probably haven't even mentioned to you guys because, or maybe I have, and if I have, please forgive me. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I did start getting a little better at application by the second finger here. I don't know if that continues or if it gets worse on the next finger or what. I don't remember. Oh, I did have these little mylar pieces that I thought would be cute, just like scattered about, but I hated them and I didn't do them correctly. And so I end up removing them when I'm starting to file. So I got a new microphone, one of those little tiny creator ones that you clip to your shirt that has the little fuzzy, oh my gosh. It works so much better than that, like, larger pro, quote unquote, pro one that I got. Unfortunately, it was too late to return that one, but it was only like $27, which you get what you pay for. That was not a good microphone. This wasn't expensive either, so I don't mean that, but it sure is working better because while I'm talking to you, I'm outside. There are all kinds of noises, and this microphone's not picking up any of them, which is great. So that is so cool. Like right now, somebody just pulled up into the neighbor's driveway and they have a big, loud, rumbly truck, and there are people out there greeting them. So it's doors slamming and people saying hi and everything, and you can't hear any of it. So cool. So anyway, the nails, and life. Okay, so I wanted to mention and go back to one thing real quick. Congrats to the 2 winners, but thank you to everyone. I think I went off topic when I brought that up a little while ago. Thank you to everyone who has just stuck around and been interested in what's going on with me, and who have sent me comments and messages, and just, even if you're just viewing, that's support, and I appreciate it so much. And hello to all the new subscribers. Welcome, you guys. I hope things get better around here. Well, they are. Here's the thing. I have so many sets, especially for fall, in my mind that I was going to do, and really got so discouraged because I didn't think I could barely get application handled with my hand, and so I just didn't know what I was going to be able to do. I wasn't going to stop doing nails, but I knew I had to very, very, very much dumb down or oversimplify my plans, like what set I was planning next and that kind of thing. But now, and I will, as videos go, show you guys what's going on with my hand. But as we speak, you guys probably won't see it till 2 or 3 videos from now. But as we speak, like I said, I'm done with physical therapy, and I will be back to doing whatever designs I want. I don't feel limited at all. I do have a slight loss of strength moving my hand in one certain direction, which I will show you, but I have exercises to do at home for that, and I also have noticed the strength coming back just from being able to use my hand in a normal way again anyway. So I don't believe that will hinder me at all. It's not hindering me in my daily life. And I just did another set of nails today, 1, 2, or 3 days ago. It is still easier for me to do nails on myself than it is on my practice hand, but there's so much work to do at the house. I really just can't be wearing nails for even for a couple of days, and kind of have to be careful with them because they're pop off, and today I'm filing and tomorrow I'm decorating, that kind of thing. I've told you guys before, it usually takes me like 2 or 3 days to do a set. I don't have that time frame anymore, so I've been doing, if this set is pretty simple and I know I can get it done in 1 or 2 days, and I know those days Ness will be working at home and not on the house, I'll do the set on myself. If not, I'll do them on the practice hand. So you'll be seeing both coming up. And also, the last video I did was an unboxing, but I have gotten more stuff since then because of Labor Day sales. Some things were just restocking things like table towels, so I won't be unboxing that. But I did get some new colors that I will be swatching kind of like in the middle of some videos. I won't be doing a dedicated video for unboxings, but you will see me swatching stuff for you guys, like randomly. So that's what's up there. Now, the house situation. When the kids came, before the kids came, our idea here in Arkansas, we moved here for Vanessa's work and to retire. We love it here. When we bought this house that I'm sitting in now, not the house we're working on, but the house we live in, our plan was this was our forever home. And we didn't buy this house because it was our dream home. We bought it because in this area, most houses are not updated. They may be structurally sound, have good bones, floors, roofs, electrical, plumbing, all of that, and come with property, and just, the price is perfect and everything. But as soon as you look at the pictures online or walk inside, it's just 1980s mobile home on the inside, or 1980s wood cabin. Just everything is, so outdated. And so immediately you think, I have to either live in a house that looks like this, or I have to do a bunch of work. And, work and remodel equals money and time and disruption when, you just want a house, especially us when we were moving across country. Like, we needed a place to land. This house, price and location was right. It was updated and remodeled inside, even though it wasn't with colors or items we would have chose. We put up a fence, we did some upgrades, we put in the new HVAC, we put in a kitchen island, and enclosed the porch. We made a screen porch, and most of you, you guys know that already, but that made it more our speed, I guess. It made it more ours, and, some of the things we wanted. We still want to remodel the bathroom, but the thing is it's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, and we thought, well, it's just the 2 of us, so 1 bathroom isn't going to be a big deal. And it really isn't. It has been an inconvenience multiple times, but when I've had house guests, when Anna and Nick came and when my mom came, 3 and 4 people being in the house with 1 bathroom was not cool. And I'm sure there are a lot of you who know that and who live regularly and daily with a situation like that. And it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end-all be-all. So again, no big deal. But this house didn't have property. It's only on 1 acre. Our aim from the very first was to have 3 to 5 acres. That's what we wanted, because we wanted something that, like in the grand scheme of things, that we could add on to, buy more acreage later. So hopefully there was, property surrounding it that was undeveloped. There's no houses on it or whatever. And so that's what we were looking for, and this had that, except there was only 1 acre, but there was the possibility of buying more around here. But we are locked into just 1 acre, and we are locked into having to put money in it to remodel it if we want it to look how we want it to look. Like the cabinets to be the way they are. The 1 bathroom to not have like a fiberglass insert for a shower and maybe tile instead, or a walk-in instead of a tub, like things like that, whatever. Little things like that. Well, when the prospect of Anna and the kids came up moving here, we thought, right around the time we were all talking about that as a family, Ness was driving home one day and pulled in the driveway, and she said, "Just humor me. Can you get in the truck?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Just right down the road, just come with me for a second and humor me." And I was like, "Okay, what is it?" She drives me over to a property that has a house on it, and it says for sale. And she looked at me and she's like, "Do you want to call?" And I was like, "Well, yeah," because regardless of the prices here, you guys, are so unreal that if you have the resources to buy property, you should. I mean, that's the best investment. Besides, what do you do with a nest egg and retirement at our age? You're going to have a 401k. You're going to have pension, probably, if you've been working for a long time and you're our age. Planning for retirement isn't what we're doing. We are retiring. I'm retired, and she's retiring in less than 5 years, and we're doing it here. So we can completely stay in this house and be completely happy and fine. But with the prospect of the kids maybe coming, and us needing to do something with money. Like, do we want to have money just sitting in the bank and dangerously leaking out here and there? Or do we want to invest money and hope that it does well in the stock market? Or do we want to buy property? We want to buy property and maybe have a rental. Like, I've talked to you guys about this before, definitely. And so the thing was, okay, let's buy this house and remodel it and see what happens, because the house's bones were good. Like I mentioned, structurally it was amazing and it didn't need one thing. It was move-in ready. But we can remodel that for the kids. We can remodel it to flip it and sell it. We can move into it and sell this one. We can move into it and rent this one. We can move into it and let the kids buy this one from us, or pay the mortgage until they buy their own. There's so many different choices. Well, all of those choices have been pretty much eliminated for us without us knowing. Not without knowing, but like organically. Okay, so the kids came. Yeah, they'd love to move here, but they don't see that happening right this moment. It's a family decision they have to make, and there are other things that have to happen first. So we can hold on to this house, especially if we rent it, right? And let's move into the other one. Especially, I know I start noticing Ness really buying the trimmings and fixings and finishings at the new house that we would buy for ourselves, not the kind of finishings that you would buy if you plan on flipping it. So, and I don't mean just money-wise, like being money conscious about, don't get the most expensive finishes, especially, you're not going to buy marble when, how do you know that you just didn't waste $5,000 because whoever buys it hates marble and they're going to rip it out? Because people, when they buy houses, one of the first things they usually say is, to their sweetheart as they're walking through the house, if we buy this place, I'm redoing the bathroom. And that house, just like I mentioned, is ready to move in. There wasn't anything wrong with it. There was a lot of wood paneling, but like I said, all the houses around here are that way. So most people who bought it were either going to live with it like that, like whoever bought it was either going to live with it like that because that's what they're used to around here, or they were going to remodel it. Well, so if we choose to remodel it to kind of upgrade it and flip it, so to speak, and get a better price, sell it for better than what we bought it, it wouldn't be smart to do high-end stuff because nobody around here, like the economy around here doesn't support high-end sales unless we found a company that was being moved here. Not a company, a family that was being moved here by one of the aerospace companies around here. Like we were moved here, like a young family just starting out in their career, and they're looking for a nice home because they've come from a big city and they're not used to, like they run into what we ran into, which was, holy smokes, everything looks like the 80s around here, and or look at the prices, someone wouldn't blink at paying the price that we would want to charge after we had flipped it and put in nice upgrades, if that makes sense. Well, come to find out, here in Arkansas, it's a law that you have to own a house for 1 year, if it's financed, before you can sell it. And we just bought this house in January. I feel like I'm repeating myself, so if I did say this in another video, please pardon me. I know I've said some of it, but I'm trying to update you guys. So now we have 2 houses. The kids aren't coming into one of them. They may come in a year or 5 years, but not now. So I called the realtor and said, come see what you can rent this one for, the one we're in. So in other words, we'll finish. Here's where I'm removing that. I hate it. I'm sure you guys can see it. Doesn't look good. Doesn't match. It looks awful. So I'm just taking it off. And here we are. Here we have a house that does have property, which is what we wanted. It's got another bathroom, which is a great convenience. We kind of, we're missing in this house. And it has 4 acres instead of 1. So it's actually what we wanted in the beginning. And we have a blank palette. We can completely remodel it how we want it. So that's what we decided to do. That's what we've been doing. That's what we are doing. But we just didn't know that we weren't going to flip it. This house we bought in January, so we have to hold on to it till January, which isn't that far. So I called my realtor and said, can you come over and look at this house? Because the realtor that sold us this house is not the same realtor that we used to buy the new house. But I like him much better. So I asked him to come over and walk through this house and tell us what he could sell it for, as is, and what we could rent it for. Now, I'm thinking, what I would do in Arizona is literally, absolutely, definitely rent this place month to month, because if you rent something month to month, you always get more rent out of it, because month to month is more expensive. because all of the families that are moving here from Raytheon, there are no rentals, there are no Airbnbs, at least unless they're like 45 minutes away. I've explained to you guys how horrible that situation was for us. There was no temporary housing. So if I had got here and been able to find a unfurnished month-to-month rental, I would have jumped on it, because I would have been in this house for several months until I found the house that I wanted to buy, instead of being forced to buy what was around because I needed to get out of $4,000 a month Airbnb. You see? So I know the demand is here. So I'm planning on renting this place for the cost of both mortgages, because that you can double the price for that. People will pay it. I paid $4,000 a month for the Airbnb, so why not charge around $2,000 for this? This would go for $3,000 or $4,000 in Tucson. So we'll knock it down by about half because we're here in this rural area. But again, it would most likely be engineers coming from Raytheon who've just been brought here with, tempting moving packages and a great salary, etc. And with 30 days ahead of them that Raytheon pays, or Lockheed or whoever pays for them, pays the first 30 days of wherever you land as part of the moving package. Like, it's going to get rented. I know it is. Well, while the real estate agent was here, he told me something else I didn't know, which is in Arkansas, it is illegal to rent any home that you have financed, that you own, for more than the mortgage amount. So there's literally no point. You cannot make any profit ever whatsoever. You can get your mortgage paid because it's not sitting here vacant, but there will be no profit. And you can't flip it and sell it for a year. And with my mom having just left and the kids having just left, I kind of know that either of them moving here is on the back burner for a while. So I'm going to talk about this filing just a little bit and then go back to the house situation, because by then I'll probably be showing you the house. So I'm just using this really, really, really sexy bit. I love this bit from NOTPOLISH. I don't know if this is the video where it breaks off in my e-file. I think it is. I've never had that happen to me before. I'm having bad luck with e-files lately, you guys. Ness was able to get it out. I will show you that when that comes. But I just wanted to show you guys like how I shape with an e-file. I've had to do a lot more e-filing than hand filing lately. I still do hand file. I've told you guys that a million times before. No matter what, I'm going to hand file. So I just wanted to show you guys, especially on a square nail. If you put your file right here to start, you're going to knock off those little... Do you see the gap where this looks like it's a coffin? Because where my file is touching at my free edge, not my free edge, at my side, right here, where my file is touching, how that there was a gap between the file and the nail when I was holding it straight. That tells you what you need to remove. Also, during application, I forgot to mention something. I am going to try to do a set of short nails, because I know a lot of you do your own nails at home, and you are doing short nails, not these long extendos. And there are a lot of tips that I mention about, see, this is right here. I know that this is what I need to whittle away, because this nail will turn into a coffin if I keep going at that side because of the angle I showed you when I paused the file there. So I need to make this straight. And to make that straight, because of that, to close that gap, now do you see how my file is laying more straight there? See that? And the gap is smaller. I'm talking about the gap that you can see between the nail and the file closer to the free edge and down the side wall. I need to whittle off right here where I'm filing, closer to my cuticle area and sidewall, to make this straight. Had I started filing on here, right where I'm at now, I would have just narrowed it more and literally made it into a coffin. So until you have your edges straight, where what's coming out of your skin is the same width as the nail, try not working on your sidewalls at all until you have that straight, and then let that be your guide, whether your nail file is laying flat on that nail or not. That was a hard thing to explain. So back to the house situation. It will be easy to move there. It's 3 miles down the road, and we are at our own pace because we can't sell either one of these right now or soon. So yeah, and in the meantime, if something organically happens where Anna or my mom is able to come here and utilize this house, whether it's living here for a few months, like my mom, she travels a lot, and she's not coming back by through here on her way back, thank goodness, because she's just done so much driving. I'm glad she's just going straight back now. But I will miss her. But yeah, so we don't know what we're, if anyone wants to come rent a house in Arkansas for a few months, let me know. I've got one. And it kind of eliminates the whole, not, I don't really want to think I want to be a landlord or be renting things anyway, but yeah, so we will be moving into that house, and I'm really looking forward to it. I was dreading it with all of my guts because I hate moving, and I swore the last two houses, including this one, that I would not be moving again ever. But like I mentioned, I just think it will be easy to gradually, I'm just showing you the places that I see that I need to still file. Um, just gradually, slowly take our stuff down there. And like as far as my nail room stuff, the only thing that's going to upset me to remove are the shelves off the wall. And then to be working out of boxes again until I can get Ness to hang my shelves again, which, do you see right here, I'm trying to put a new bit in and I have not noticed that the rest of my bit is still stuck in my e-file. Right here, I'm like, what's happening? Oh my gosh. This is where I noticed that half of my bit is in the e-file. This has never happened to me before. One of my favorite bits, too. Luckily, I have like 4 or 5 of these because they're my favorite, so I bought multiples. So sharp. But yeah, so I had to take that to Ness and have her fix it and move on to the next. Always have a spare e-file, you guys. Oh my gosh, especially if you're taking clients. So I switched to this smaller bit so that I can get into to do finer work, and I have my e-file turned up pretty high so that I can barely touch this and don't have to use any pressure. I've learned over time that if you have to use any pressure to do fine work like this, I'm going to gouge the nail. I'm going to gouge some kind of cut in the nail in some way. So it's easier to do this kind of shaping up high and with a light touch. So anyway, yeah, that's where we're at with the house. Again, as soon as I was finished shaping these, it was the day we closed, and I had to go to the house. It was time to go start doing stuff. And I kept these on for 2 or 3 days, kept thinking that I was going to get, back to decorating them, and finally I just had to pop them off. Excuse me. So this ended up being one of those sets that I mentioned to you guys that weren't going to be finished, but at least we got to talk, we got to chat, we got to catch up, and I got to fill you guys in. Excuse me. And show you some work that didn't turn out the best. I did not care for, and you can see also, I didn't even mention it, that I hated the marbles and ombres so much that I just went in with a solid color and came back on screen later and was like, oh, these are different colors now. I went in solid, and I thought to myself, okay, well, I'll make this video. Before I knew I had to take them off and I wasn't going to finish them. By this point, I thought this will be a video about different ways to marble. So I have the marble in the thumb here that's done with acrylic, and I was going to do marble with those marble inks and show you how to marble that way. And then I was going to marble with some gels and blossom gel and show that way to marble on all 3 of the yellow nails. That's what I had decided to do, by the way. If you guys still want to see something like that in some version or some color, let me know. Happy to do it. Again, repeating myself throughout this video. I'm terribly sorry for that. But I am back now doing things once a week, so I won't be apt to forget what I just said last week, or I'll rewatch my videos so I'm not constantly retelling you guys things. So after I'm finished with the e-filing and the hand filing with the 100 grit Tammy Taylor, I'll go in with my 180 to smooth it out. I wouldn't really call this a buff. I guess it is a buff. Like if I used a buffer block that was a 180 grit, then that would be buffing. But I don't know. It's just part of my routine. Even if I do all of my shaping with the e-file, like I've told you guys a million times, I'm still going to go in and hand file. I do not feel like my nails are done until I do that. And here I'm getting a really crisp edge with my 100 e-file, or hand file. I'm going to clean off this nail, show you what it looks like, and we're going to jump right into the house. I think that's all I have to update you guys on anyway. Well, not really. Like there's other things that I could go into more detail about, but I thought this marble turned out okay, even though the yellow was laid and I did the pink on top because it wasn't planned. It turned out okay. All right, you guys, so this is obviously an outside view. This is the street my house is on. I have one neighbor back in that direction, and then this is my driveway. That's my front yard. And that street that you see out there at the front of my yard, same street I'm sitting on right now. Both houses are on the same road. I just love this little country logging road that's back there. So I'm just walking up to the house. I'm going to give you guys a little tour because we had just got the keys. We have covered parking, which we do not have at this house and did not have in Tucson either. I'm going to take you all the way around to the other side of the house and the backyard. The property goes 4 acres in this direction, kind of in a triangle at the direction I'm aiming my camera now. So all that back there is ours. And those are all more hardwood trees instead of pine, which is better. So here we go with the wood. I think I've showed you guys this house before, but I'm going to show you like specific angles because you won't believe what it already looks like, even though it's just like pure demolition. So Ness took out that corner entertainment center. She took out this wall right here. We were going to make like a little breakfast bar. She took out all of this brick. This brick right here we're going to drywall in. At this time I hadn't known what we were going to do. You can see I'm still wearing the nails and they aren't even top coated. So that's what happened with this set. That window we took completely out and made it a flat window instead of a bay window. This house is getting all new windows. This entire kitchen and all the floors are completely gone. Now there are no cabinets, no countertops, no sink, no floors. Sink, I'm sorry, we're getting a new vent hood. We got a new vent hood, a new sink. We're keeping the dishwasher range and refrigerator, and I'm glad to have a gas range. That was the laundry room. Every time you open the door, you have to wipe for spider webs. We already tore down that chicken coop. That's not there anymore. Anna and Nick helped us. That storage shed back there has electric and shelves, and it's big, so that's really nice. I don't know what I'm showing you here. The backyard's huge and fenced, and you see how that bay window sticks out? It's flat now. So all of that is removed and like cut out for the new windows, to be ready for the new windows. And I think I might have shown this on my channel before, but this is it. We have those. We're going to be switching out the floors, the vanity, getting rid of that mirror. This insert will be removed, and this will be a tub, but most likely tile, like ceramic, and then tile around it. This room will be my nail room, and so of course we're going to rip all of that out. This room is just a spare room. Nessa's office probably, and this is the master, which currently is much bigger than the house we're in now as far as the master bedroom. And we're going to be taking all the wood that you see on the walls is coming off. All that paneling is coming off. We're going to move in before we do this, like I mentioned, but we are removing this mirror, the vanity, the floors, and the shower insert. That's going to be a walk-in, probably tile, maybe rock, not sure. I wondered why the linen closet had a lock on it. Like, why? There's no linen closet, so why does the linen closet have a lock? Well, this is Arkansas, so it's not a linen closet. It's a gun cabinet. How I laughed when I saw this, you guys. So that needs to be gutted and fixed. Ness is getting rid of the popcorn ceilings. The doors, those doors are gone already because they're like flimsy, not well-made doors and that have had like holes patched and stuff. Any of the popcorn ceilings, they are not asbestos. So the only thing that we're leaving in this room is the fireplace and the ceilings. We like the wood ceilings in the one room. But she has scraped and painted every ceiling so far. And I think coming up now is literally like day 3, what the house looked like after she had been alone in there for a couple of days, I think. And I just love the property. It's so dead, silent, quiet. I love it. I think I'm, for whatever reason, showing you guys this beautiful lane again. I'm obsessed with this. I walk it. I drive it. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm showing this again. We were here with, I don't know who came. Okay, here's a before picture and an after picture. What Ness had already done. You see that wall is gone. The entertainment center is gone. Floors are gone. Wait till you guys see the pictures I have now. The cabinets aren't gone here yet, but you can see how much this opens it up, that we removed those cabinets and that wall. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. I will see you guys next time. Bye!